Hey witchy tubers, it's a Fiowin. I wanted to talk to you guys today about belief, tarot, and maybe some other stuff. We'll just see. This is going to be a little bit of a rant. Well, maybe not a rant, but a ramble. You know, whatever. But I think this qualifies as a Belief Bricks episode, so welcome to Belief Bricks 3. Hey guys, so today I kind of want to talk to you guys about tarot and how I view the tarot, how I use tarot in my life, and I want to give a shout out to another YouTuber. She's kind of backed off from making YouTube videos as much as she used to. I think she's more active on Patreon right now, but her name is Jessie Huntenberg, or Huntenberg. I hope I say that right. Jessie, if you see this, please correct me on how to say your last name. Anyway, I kind of feel like she's got it right when it comes to tarot and kind of witchcraft in general. You'll notice if you look at my featured videos on my YouTube page that she's got a video about witchcraft for skeptics on there, and it's one of my featured videos because it's basically like how I view witchcraft. So go check that out if you want to. Or don't if you don't want to, you know, it's totally up to you. Anyway, so tarot. There are definitely people who view tarot as a divination tool where you can see the future, or where like they kind of view tarot literally. I do not view tarot literally. I kind of like, and I'll do another video on this. I am a soft polytheist, which basically, just as a reference, means that I believe in like one overarching energy or entity or whatever, and view the different gods and goddesses as like faces or archetypes or metaphors for that one entity. Soft polytheism. We'll get into that in another video. Anyway, like that, I view the tarot in a very similar way, coming from English as a background. So I was an English teacher, and one of the things that I used to teach all the time in English class was Carl Jung's, basically the hero's journey. Okay, so if you've never heard of the hero's journey, go look up Carl Jung and look up the hero's journey and look up all his archetypes, because he was a genius. Anyway, if you look at the major arcana of the tarot, the major arcana is the hero's journey. You go from the Fool, the very beginning of the journey, all the way through, and I'm not going to spell it out for you. If you are skeptical or if you're curious, go look up Carl Jung's The Hero's Journey. In fact, there is a TED Ed about it, which is awesome, by the way, and you can look at the TED Ed video and compare it with your major arcana. Boom. Mic drop. Okay? So there's that. I basically look at the tarot as an archetypical way to give myself a different view. Okay, so if I am struggling with a problem, I'm struggling with something, and I've tried to work it out in my head, maybe I've tried to talk to my husband about it or my best friend or something, and I'm still not quite happy with the outcome, or, you know, I'm just stuck, okay? I may go to the tarot. Now, I don't believe the tarot has all the answers, if that makes sense, all right? Instead, I look at the tarot as basically another friend, right? So when you're confused, when you're stuck, you may talk to a friend, explain your situation, and see if they have a different viewpoint, if they have a fresh perspective on your issue, to maybe give you some insight as to how you should be dealing with this. And so I view the tarot the same way. The tarot is basically a way for me to get out of my own head, get out of the box, and look at my problem from a fresh perspective, because the tarot will give me that. There are archetypes in the tarot. There are archetypical situations, metaphors, all of that. Okay. So, and the tarot is a deck of the human condition. That's the way I view the tarot, is the tarot is a deck of the human condition. Okay. So maybe I'm looking at this situation from a swords point of view, and the tarot is going to say, maybe you should look at the situation from a cup's point of view. Be emotional about it. Stop being so in your head and let your heart do some talking, So that's how I use the tarot. And I love that about the tarot. I love that I can go in, and I can use this with oracle decks too. It's the same. Oracle decks, although they're not as regimented as far as the archetypes go, there are still archetypes and metaphors and archetypical situations in oracle cards. So I use oracle cards the same way. So it's funny because people talk about having a relationship with their deck or their decks, because I have several. I don't think I have quite as many as some people on here. I'm building. We're working on it. But I view my decks as kind of like friends. Like I have a relationship with my deck. If I want, I've got a deck that I go to when I'm like, I just need some tough love. I need to go to a friend that is going to just give it to me straight. I go to that deck. Okay. If I go, kind of feeling a little bit touchy-feely, and I don't want, too tough love, like maybe just like talk to me nicely, then I'll go to a different deck. Okay. I know it's kind of weird. Maybe some of you are like, that's not weird at all. I totally get it. But that's kind of how I view it, but the whole point is, I don't view the tarot as a way for me to tell my future or anyone else's future. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. If I do a reading for you, I don't tell you what's going to happen. I'm just giving you insight based on what the tarot is saying. So I'm basically just a medium for the cards. That's it. And granted, even people who take the tarot literally will say they're a medium for the cards. But I view it in a different way. I don't believe that the cards are sentient, if that makes sense. Like I'm not sitting here going, the cards are telling me you should do this. Yeah. I'm not saying that the cards are telling you should. I'm saying that what spread I have and the cards that showed up are suggesting that it may be a good idea if you look at your situation through this lens. And that's it. There is no fortune telling happening. Not a fortune teller, I'm a tarot reader. And to me, there is a difference. So anyway, I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. If you have any other questions about how I practice tarot or anything, I actually don't. I've been considering beginning to do readings like for money, like on Etsy or something like that, but I haven't really made that decision yet. Mostly because I honestly don't do readings for other people a whole lot. When I do, it's for friends and it's free. And I know I'm definitely growing in my tarot practice, but I'm still a little uncomfortable, I think. I feel a little bit like a fraud because I know I view tarot differently than a lot of people. And so I'm afraid that people are going to be like, well, you didn't give me the tarot reading that I expected. So this video is kind of the beginning of me coming out and saying publicly, this is how I view the tarot. If you appreciate this approach to the tarot, then hit me up and maybe we can work something out. But I'm not really, I guess I want to see how much interest there is, because there are tons of tarot readers out there. It's not like the world needs another one, but it is something that I like to do, and it is something that I am passionate about. So anyway, this was Belief Bricks with a FIO in.